Hello, Gemini. I just want to let you guys know before we get started that I do have a little bonus extended to this reading at the very end. So, Gemini, let's take a look at this first row of cards. Typically, I'd start off with the very first card, which is regret, but there's something about this whole first row that just connects so well that it tells its own story. So I feel like I'm talking to someone who maybe has gotten themselves involved in like a cult, like some sort of group, community, or industry of some kind where they didn't really know what was on the other side of their initiation, but they are finding out, and they're finding out the hard way. Suddenly, someone is starting to feel drained. They're starting to feel the regret of being involved with this group. I'm hearing everything that glitters ain't gold. It's like on the outside looking in, everything seemed so light. But once you were inside, you realize just how dark this actually is. There may have been something promised to you by this group, but you're finding out now that there has to be something given in exchange for whatever it is that was promised to you. With both the celebrity and the party card being in the reverse, and they share like this black and red theme, it almost feels like some sort of sacrifice was made, like a blood sacrifice. This is probably where a lot of you will click off the video, assuming that this has nothing to do with you. But I want you guys to interpret this based on whatever is happening in your life right now. So for clarity's sake, I'm speaking with the Geminis who feel as if though they are going through some things and they can't really put their finger on why they're feeling the way that they're feeling. Looking at this first row from the point of view of a relationship, I feel like there may be someone here who had gotten involved with someone, believing that what they appeared to be on the outside would also be true about what was on the inside. But in fact, it was not. A lot of you all are finding out that the person that you've gotten yourself involved with happens to be someone who means you no good. They're actually quite dark. Moving on to the second row, we have the growing together card being the first card out. And the line that stood out to me on that card was lessons learned. So while sitting in the regret that you feel right now, there are lessons that you are learning about making certain decisions that lack discernment. One of which involves seeing people for who they actually are rather than who you believe them to be. So again, this could be some sort of group or community, but this could also be like a romantic partner or even a family. Either way, these are people who are completely unhealed and never had intentions on showing up in the way that you expected them to. However, I do feel like this healing card in the reverse also represents you. I say that based on you even being a part of this in the first place. There is obviously some part of you who struggles to see through people in the way that you should, or rather, as I said earlier, use your discernment when it comes to people and situations. Now, with this man-made disaster being in the reverse, I feel like this was no man-made disaster at all. In fact, this was something that was meant to wake you up. In other words, this was meant to happen and there was no way you were going to avoid this. Hence why we have the avoidance card right after the man-made disaster in the reverse. You actually tried avoiding this. So you attempted, but your attempt did not work. So now for some of you, you may be struggling with the guilt that you're feeling after finding out that you can't get out of this as easily as you would like to. And I feel like that was something that you didn't know before getting involved. So that is why the hidden card is here in the reverse, because you're finding out now, which is much later than your involvement, that it's not that easy. Some of you may have considered suing, but I believe that the ties that this group or this person has in this industry, it wouldn't allow you to get any further than filing the paperwork. If even that, quite honestly. You're dealing with someone who believes that they can cover any and every track that they have laid out for themselves or anyone else. This could be someone or a group of people who have been doing this for quite some time now. This is nothing new to them. And this is why they are under the impression that it's going to work in their favor. But it's actually not, though. This is what they don't understand, is that just because something has been working in your favor for quite some time now doesn't mean that it'll be that way forever. What's that saying? Everything that's done in the dark must come to the light. Now, looking at the mind control card, there's a dark figure looking as if though it's stepping into the light. And to me, that dark figure represents you, Gemini. It represents you being someone who is taking back control of your mind and also exposing this person or this group for what they truly are. I feel like your main goal is to take them down. Whoever they are, whatever they are, you have a goal here to take them down, and you're going to stop at nothing to do so, which represents this alive card being in the reverse. Obviously, we know what that means. You're looking to completely disintegrate this group or this person. But also with the alive card in the reverse, I'm getting like this fear that you may be carrying as a result of coming up against them. Although you may lack discernment in some areas, you're far from a foolish person. And I say that to say that you know exactly who you're dealing with. Therefore, you are already aware that it's going to take more than a little bit to take this person or this group down. I mean that financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, you're already feeling the regret of getting involved because you've already weighed the possibilities of what might happen here. So with the debt card being here, prepare for things to get expensive. Or this could even be you needing to prepare for them to come for your money. And of course, this would be a tactic that enables them to be able to cripple you from being able to come for them. This looking within card represents the lack of belief that you have had in yourself thus far. Because see, you thought you needed them. You thought that this would be a great idea and that everything would work out exactly as you saw it in your head. But you're finding out that you in fact did not need them and that everything you needed was within you all along. You are the group. You are the partnership. Why do you think they needed your involvement to begin with? They use people so that they can siphon off of their energy. In the beginning, we had the man-made disaster in the reverse, and I told you that it was in fact not a man-made disaster, and it was meant to happen. Now we have the natural disaster in the reverse, and this is being taken into your hands. Now you are stepping into your power, and you are deciding that you are going to be the force behind the disaster that's about to happen. A disaster that's going to bring an ending to something that shouldn't exist in the first place, quite honestly. So now with this death card, which represents Scorpio, some of you guys could be dealing with the Scorpio, but this card represents an ending and a new beginning, or rather an ending for a new beginning to take place. So like a transformation of some kind. I just heard accountability in my head, so maybe that's what you guys are seeking here from this person or this group, is for them to take accountability. And so after this disaster ensues, there's going to be a lot of cleaning up to do. There's going to be cleaning up on your part and theirs. What you will be cleaning up is your life. There were some pretty deep lessons to come out of this situation, and therefore you will know how to move forward with the discernment that you lacked to begin with. And this is simply in order for you to make better decisions moving forward. Now, what they will be cleaning up is the mess that they created by forcing people against their will. It's not that you were forced into this because you weren't, but rather you were forced to give something in exchange without being aware that that would be the case. So, like, there's a possibility that you may have compromised yourself or sacrificed parts of you in which morally went against who you are. And that's the part that was forced upon you. The devil card represents whatever was being dangled in your face in order to convince you that this group or this partnership was where you belonged. Think about it in terms of the music industry. For those of you who are aware of the types of things that go on within the music industry. I can't say that I'm 100% because obviously I'm not within that industry, but based on what I think I know, based on the research that I've done and the things that I've heard, it takes a whole lot more than just a voice or a talent or a skill in order to be a part of that industry at a certain level. So back to the idea that you have to give something to get something. And I believe that that is in fact what happened here. So you're getting ready to put up the fight of a lifetime to get back whatever you lost to this situation. Now let's jump into the extended version of this reading. So with this star card being here, this represents you. This is who you are. This is who you've always been. But because you got caught up in whatever that situation was, you sort of dimmed your light. The good thing is that it's not impossible for you to brighten your light again. So with the vegetables card being here, I feel like it's time for you to start eating better, exercising, meditating, doing the things that you know will get you back in the position that you belong in. And with the elephant being here twice, one of which is the spirit animal deck, and it says forgiveness. It says if you're feeling angry about a past issue, the elephant is asking you to discover the more vulnerable feelings behind that anger. You're being asked to forgive and be gentle with others. Therefore, forgiveness is a requirement in order for your light to be brightened again. I feel like this house card being here is a representation of your body, your temple, and that being something that is sacred to you. So it's something that you need to take care of, which is why you would be eating fruits and vegetables and drinking water and things of that nature. From there, you will be crowned again, which is what the whole goal is here. You've been through a lot, and that's okay. We all go through things. But sometimes our crown gets knocked off, whether that's by someone else or we allow it to fall off ourselves. Either way, your crown is not broken. It is not missing. It is where it's supposed to be. It's waiting for you. Your crown is awaiting you. Your chariot is awaiting you. So there are things that are required of you first in order for your crown to be placed back on your head. Next to the King card, I have the index cards, work harder, not smarter. Where they do that at? Prosperity and better than I've ever been. So this is a result of you stepping back into your power. You'll be working smarter. You will be prospering in all that you do, and you'll start to feel better than you've ever felt. This isn't speculation. This isn't me just trying to convince you of something. This is the truth. We have to first do what we're supposed to do, and then everything else in life sort of balances out. It sort of falls into place for us. We're always looking for something to just fall out of the sky into our lap or for things to just work out. No, it takes work for things to work out. And the Fox card reads opportunities. You must be quick to move out of your comfort zone, especially when the situation calls for immediate responsiveness and flexibility. Open your mind to new ways of doing things. Once you do, get ready for good luck and opportunities to come your way. I probably should have put that next to the rookie and learning something new card, because that to me, it coincides. So there's something here that you'll be walking into that is completely new to you, but it's something that you know you have to do. And it could be as simple as eating better. Whatever it is, though, it's new to you and you know you have to start doing this. Now, this bottom part of this layout is where I need you to use that discernment that we talked about, okay? Because when you start to do good, when you start focusing on all of the things that you desire in life that are positive, this is when the negative people, okay, the negative energies start to resurface. But as long as you are remaining in your power, these energies will not be able to touch you. They won't be able to reach you. You'll be vibrating at such a high level that the negativity that's being sent your way will be repelled and sent right on back to the sender. I need you to know that that group or that partnership that we were talking about in the first half of this reading could have been people who are witches or warlocks, and this is why things started to feel the way that it felt, so heavy, and like you were losing your energy as a result of being attached to it being the partnership or the group. It could have involved someone's mother, whether yours or someone else. I'm seeing this mother in this situation as just somebody that everyone looks up to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a mother, but This is somebody who was like the head of it all. This is like the go-to person. This same person is going to be extremely upset that you got away, and this is why the mad ass card is here. But that's not your problem. This mother figure or head of the group energy here could also be the teacher to anyone else, any and everyone else who is involved with this situation. So whatever it is that they know, whatever sort of divinity that they may practice, I believe that this person is teaching this to the others. But let's get into this owl card, because you'll find that the owl has something to say about this witch or this warlock. It says, observation. You're being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances and into the true reality of a situation or a person's motives. You need to hear what is really being said despite the words and emotions coming from the messenger. AKA, just because it sounds good does not make it good. Just like I said earlier, everything that glitters ain't gold. So pay attention to the people around you who try to convince you of things that does not align with who you are moving forward, all right? I'm not going to hold you up for too much longer. I know this one was a little longer than what we've been doing lately, but if you made it to this point of the reading, drop a heart down below. I appreciate those of you who did. I love you so very much, and I will talk to you soon.